life after pharmacy school. I got engaged on my graduation, that was May 16th, and I got married on about a month later, June 14th. So, wedding planning during the coronavirus, crazy. So, me and my fiance, we just moved to Maryland, we are engaged, we want to start our lives off together, and then I'm really sitting there and I'm thinking like, my life is about to be over in about 3 weeks or so with residency. I mean, with pharmacy residency, it's not just a job, it's almost like you're on clinical rotations again, and even when you're off work, you're home studying or researching, and I just knew that I wouldn't be able to focus on anything, fun or, good really, or substantial in the whole year. And I didn't want to put off marrying my best friend for a whole year. So it's kind of my idea to just say, let's do it now. Like, why wait? Let's do it now. And so, looking up different avenues to go about this. I mean, as a little girl, I dreamed this time up, this day up so many times. I even had a journal. I had pictures I looked up. I knew what I wanted my dress to look like. But when it all came down to it, it's not about the wedding. It's not about the event that you invite a bunch of people to, and people can ooh and ah over this and that, and all these details that you put into a day that's just stressful for the two people involved. For me, it was really just about the love and the commitment that I wanted to make before God. And so that was my motivation and nothing else to get married quicker. And so looking at the different avenues of how to go about this, I really wanted like a civil ceremony, but because it's coronavirus, they're not even doing civil ceremonies in the court right now because they're just not having anybody in those courthouses. And I was just like, oh my God, like, how can we make this happen? And so, I called up my mom, my fiance's mom, my aunt, who are, very important women in my life. And I could hear in their voice they weren't very happy about the idea, but they came on board. And at first we were looking at a bunch of Airbnbs because a lot of places weren't allowing people to have big events. And I didn't want big events. I just wanted my core family, his core family. That still added up to about 20 people or so, but it wasn't going to be a lot of people. But that just didn't work out. Like, we spent a week trying to look at Airbnbs, calling people, but they just weren't having it in the midst of this coronavirus pandemic. And so I found this other place, Milton Ridge, that was an hour away from where I currently live in Maryland. And yes, I was having it in Maryland because I live here. Let me tell you, it was just a hassle in general because, okay, we're gonna have the reception there. That'll be quick. That'll be a doozy. But the thing is, okay, after we say our I do's for 30 minutes in front of the chapel, where do we go? No restaurants are open. I didn't want to make it a big enough deal to have to reserve a hall or anything like that. I want a civil ceremony. I wanted to go to Justice of the Peace and be done with it, But my family was coming. I wanted to make it some kind of special for them. And it just wasn't working out. So we ended up, this might be a blessing and a curse at the same time, but our furniture still hasn't come because of the coronavirus pandemic. So we actually ended up in my 1-bedroom apartment setting up or finding a place that would still deliver tables and chairs. We set it up in my living room, and we just kind of had the reception here. My fiance, or my husband's mom, is a great cook, so she decided to cook at our apartment, which afterwards, I just wouldn't suggest people to cook in their own kitchens for a big event because it just left a big mess that, you live here, so you have to clean it, and that could have been avoided. But again, the wedding is not really for the bride or groom, it's for everyone else. But anyway, a great thing that I really found out of this too is the dress. So in my head, okay, I'm gonna have to, first I looked on Amazon for like a $200 dress or something, and I was like, I guess I'll go with this. But because of how quickly we did everything, like we had 3 weeks to plan everything out, and no dress was even gonna be delivered in time, and let alone fitted and all that stuff. So I had to go looking. Luckily, the week that we decided to have this is the week that some stores were slowly starting to open by appointment only. And so luckily I called around, I kind of looked, I have a budget. And I found this amazing bridal shop, PerChance Bridal in Baltimore. And my dress, like, I could not be more happy. Like, the experience was great. It was a great all-around experience. I went and I got my dress on my birthday with one of my best friends. She came all the way from South Carolina to be with me on my birthday, and she was with me when I said yes to the dress. But when I got this veil, You like it? But it was 3 dresses in. I tried it on and I loved it. It fit me perfectly. It was beautiful, sparkly, everything I was looking for in a dress that I didn't know I was. I got that say yes to the dress moment because I used to be on TLC all the time and David Tutera's weddings on WETV. Like, that was me. So I was very happy with how my dress turned out, how my look turned out, how the ceremony turned out. The reception turned out. I even did my own hair. So if y'all know me, y'all know I love my natural hair. I didn't want any weave. I didn't want any straight look. If I had the time, I would have got some curly extensions, especially because I was getting a veil. I wanted to make sure that my hair was a certain way. So I ended up doing a flat twist out on wet hair with Eco Styler gel. And before that, I had done an oil treatment on my hair to make sure that it was really nice and shiny. So you'll see pictures of that. So I just decided to kind of get drugstore makeup myself, look at YouTube myself. I practiced on myself at least 3 times. Overall, I did my own makeup, I did my own hair, I got my dress, didn't need any fitting, and it was great. We did get a photographer though. What's really important is pictures. So if you splurge on anything, splurge on photography. Our photographer got really nice pictures during the ceremony of all the family and stuff after, and we went to some separate parks, graffiti area to do some other pictures that were cool. So all those things are important in remembering the day. If anything, spread on the photographer and look nice. That cost. So overall, with this short term, our wedding maybe cost $2,000-ish dollars. My dress cost more than the venue. Again, it was a micro wedding, so the venue was only about $600, and you can see their packages. But Ronnie is amazing. I love that place. I would get married there again in a bigger wedding in a heartbeat. But the venue is about $600. The food, maybe, I don't know, it was cooked, but I guess the ingredients came up to a lot, but I didn't have to worry about that part. My husband's tuxedo was about $200 rented. He got some nice shoes for $200. My dress is about $875 with the veil and the belt and everything together. My mom gave me earrings. I had a beautiful bracelet from So, my friend's jewelry line. So jewelry wasn't expensive. My something blue was a Tiffany's necklace that my aunt gave me. So even though it was a source of contention, I guess you could say, that a lot of my family that grew up with and stuff in Florida weren't able to make it, but my mom was there, and that was what's important to me. Even my father came from New Jersey. My other sister was gonna come, but she had her baby a few days before, which is amazing. My husband's family came, so the people who were there, I was really happy that they were supportive and they were there. And coronavirus messed up a lot for a lot of people, but it wasn't gonna keep me away from marrying my best friend. And I really do plan to do like a vow renewal kind of thing, maybe in a few years or so when things are calmed down. You can actually have people in a big space, because I want that, that big affair that I've been dreaming about since I was little. But when you get down to it, it's not all about that. And so I was fine. A long engagement wasn't something that we necessarily saw ourselves doing anyway. Why prolong what's gonna happen? You've been together with this person. You said yes for a reason, and there's no reason to wait. Getting married during the coronavirus pandemic, vendors, reception halls, guest numbers, it's a lot to have to rein in, but we did it, and I have a whole week before I start my new pharmacy residency job. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, or if you want me to give any more specific information about the vendors, the cost, things like that for this wedding during the coronavirus, let me know. But it isn't that hard to have us to plan a small wedding in a short period of time. Is it stressful? Yes. But otherwise, you got this. So thanks for watching, and I hope you comment, like, subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know.